Y'all start it off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's the God, drunken monk, King Josh, coming through for the Shaolin crew. Like fish, yo, hit him with an uppercut.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, ho. 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 Hey y'all, hey y'all, can I get some?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, my sports heads? Alyork Sports, setting off with the King Just joint, the throwback. Hey, y'all, let's get this shit popping, baby. But before I get it popping, man, let me get those shout-outs out real fast, man. I want to salute Holly Hot Wheels and the Vegas Divas. Major salute to y'all. Oh, baby, I'm so proud of you and what you doing, man. You already know what it is. And I also want to salute to my Jamaican brother, Sid, and big man Ackles on the security team and the whole security team. Let me make this right. Unfortunately, I can't call everybody out, but salute to the whole security team. Salute to the East Coast, West Coast, Las Vegas, Alphabet City, LES, the Alyork Sports Show, the panel, CWN Sports. Also, major salute to my man D Beeman. We ain't forget you, baby. You just ain't been showing up as much lately. We understand. But we waiting for you to come out and start advertising our next fight, man. We behind you, my brother. And that's real talk. And let's go to free agency because like I always say, y'all, so much to do and so little time. So if we take our time, we ain't going to get what we need to get done, man. All right, we're going to start off with the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn did their thing. They did their thing. Now you got people, talking about Durant ain't going to play this year. That doesn't make sense to drop him. His 40 M's, whatever. Let me tell you something, man. He going to sit down for 1 year, and after that, he going to bang out with the Nets, man. They picking up DeAndre Jordan, Kyrie Irving. They still got Spencer Dill with him. You know what I'm saying? The kid is nice. I like the kid, the Afro kid, Allen. He's nice. Harris can shoot them threes. So they got a couple pieces, when they get KD and Kyrie together. But this year's going to be no KD. Kyrie's going to have to carry that team. And like I said, he owes a lot to a lot of people because he's been bullshitting, the last year or two. You know what I mean? Especially the way he left Cleveland. And then he wanted to be his own man. And you know the end of the story of that. I don't broke that down too many times. Don't need to get to that. But I'm going to give the Brooklyn Nets a grade and level of A. The Nets get an A because I like how they got, although they got Allen, who's a big man, maybe they could, they could platoon him and Jordan, or maybe drop Allen to a power or Jordan to a power. But the Nets are going to be good, man. Trust me. They made the playoffs last year, 42-40. They might make it this year without KD, but I think next year is when they make their run. And real quick, Durant averaging 26, 6.4, 5.9 rebounds, assists, 41 M's he's getting. Kyrie Irving's getting 35 M's. He's averaging 23.8, 5, 6.9. And DeAndre Jordan's averaging 11, 13 boards, and 2.3 assists. And he's getting 10 M's a year. There go your Brooklyn Nets. Now we going to Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. A must sign by the Warriors. If they were not gave him the 5 years, he was going to the Clippers. He made that clear. He was going to the Clippers if the Warriors didn't give him the max. Great move by the Warriors because Klay Thompson is a Warrior. Him, Draymond, and Curry. And I'm glad they didn't separate those three right there because those three is what basically started this whole thing. And, of course, with Mark Jackson. We can't forget Mark Jackson because he's the one that got this ship rolling. Now, Steve Kerr did all the great stuff after, but you can't forget who started it, and Mark had a lot to do with that. So salute to the Golden State Warriors, giving him the max 190 for 5 years, 38 annually. He deserves it, 21.5, 3.8, 2.4 assists, plus he averaged about, I think, 23 in the playoffs. So Klay's that dude. I'm glad they kept that marriage going. Now we going to Miami Heat. Miami Heat made a big situation happen yesterday. They went after Jimmy Butler, signed him for the max, 4 years, $142 million, 35.5 annually. Riley made it happen, man, and he's also trying to get after Beal. If he can get Beal from Washington with Butler, they traded Hassan Whiteside to the Blazers. I mean, Whiteside he was like he was getting weaker every year, man. You know, that's bottom line, man. He wasn't progressing, he was regressing. And I think it was a good time to get rid of him. I like Whiteside, but, you know, he was choking last couple years. Now Miami could take another route, and Jimmy Butler and Beal ain't a bad way to get it going in the Eastern Conference. Because, you know, the Eastern Conference, like I said, you need a power 2. You don't need a power 3. It's not like the Western Conference where you need the power 3. Power 2 will get you through the Eastern Conference as long as you produce when you have to in the playoffs. So nice signing for the Miami Heat. I give Miami Heat a B- on this, and I give Golden State a A because they had to re-sign my boy Klay Thompson. Now we going to the Sixers. Sixers took 2 hits, but they redeemed and got 2 back, but they're going to be a less caliber team than last year. They lost J.J. Redick to free agency, and they also lost Jimmy Butler, who I thought they had to re-sign. But they did re-sign Tobias Harris, or Tobias Harris. I have a problem saying that name. It's Tobias. I always say Tobias. To 180, 5-year deal. Now, Harris is a real good ball player. I just don't think he's a ball player to that degree where you give him the max. I think Harris is nothing but a $23 million player. You know, but, you know, these days, he ended up taking $36 million annually. You know what I mean? And he regressed in the playoffs. But the Sixers were desperate once Butler left. They had to get Harris on the other forward spot. They re-signed Ben Simmons too. They gave Ben Simmons the max. They gave him an extension of 180. I love Ben Simmons, but he's got to get that jump shot going, because if he doesn't, teams are going to really master how to play him on defense. Because the film don't lie. You know, they're gonna see other teams who succeed against them, and they're gonna apply that until he can prove he can hit that jump shot. And they also picked up Al Horford from the Celtics and gave him 109 for 4 years, which is about 27 plus M's a year. I still think Al ain't worth that, but like, you know, Al's gonna be good. You could put Al at the power. You know what I mean? You could use Tobias Harris at the small forward. Then you got MBS center, and then you got the rookie from UCLA that can back up MB. So they basically need to get a shooting guard. They got, I think, Richardson from Miami. They maybe got to get somebody more solid than him, but Richardson might be the answer temporary. They're not coming out the East, but they will make the playoffs, and they will have at least 50 wins for the season. So I give basically the Sixers a B- on that. Yeah, because they had to re-sign Jimmy Butler, and they did it, man. Now, this is a great signing right here. Kemba Walker to the Boston Celtics. I think it doesn't get more perfect than this. Now, me being selfish, being a Knicks fan, I wanted him with the Knicks. I wanted Kemba Walker to get down with the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And, you know, like a lot of things didn't happen, but we're going to get to the Knicks right now. Kemba Walker's averaging 25.6, 4.4, 5.9. A lot of y'all might go, yeah, but he played with Charlotte. They had no scorers, so he had to put up them numbers. Y'all seem to be forgetting, Kemba Walker's only 5'11". So what that means is he's got to work for everything he gets. It's, like I said, he's not like a big dude like Shaq or Embiid who can sit under the rim doing a blowout and get layups and dunks all fucking game. Kemba Walker has to work for everything he gets at 5'11". So I love Kemba Walker. I love this fit. I think he's going to be what they expected Kyrie to be, but without being as flashy as Kyrie. Because, you know, Kyrie's that big a name, but I think Walker's going to average better numbers than Kyrie. But the thing with Kyrie, he got a chip under his belt, multiple playoffs. That's why he's respected more. And also a bigger contract. He also has a bigger contract. But, you know, he signed the max. He got 141. He's getting 35 plus. You know what? I'm going to take that back. Him and Kyrie making the same money. But Kyrie got the edge because, like I said, Kyrie won a chip with LeBron, and he did a little more. But watch out for Kemba Walker. I give the Celtics an A on this. And they also picked up Enes Kanter to fulfill Al Horford's spot. 2-year, $10 million contract. Kanter is not Al Horford, but he's a veteran, and he'll be a present as long as Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Smart, and all of them do their part. As long as everybody do their part, Baines and all of them, Celtics should be where they usually be at. Now, they didn't make a move to go over the top, but this should keep them right at even keel where they were, and what they were expecting is to get to the chip. So they get an A. Oh, baby. Let me go to the New York Knicks. I got about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes for this. Got New York fans, everybody waiting for this. I'm waiting for this. We had $75 million in cap space. Only thing we was able to get was Julius Randle at $21 million a year, 3-year contract. Taj Gibson, we gave him $20 million for 2 years, which is $10 million a year. And then we tried Alfred Payton. We signed him for 2 years, $18 million, something like that. 3 years, $18 million, 2 years, $18 million. Don't matter. Taj and Payton are like borderline, mediocre players. Payton's always hurt. Gibson's a little older. And he definitely looks older because he had a ball spot since he was like fucking 26 years old. But what I like about Gibson is that he's a real good dude. Like, he can teach the Knicks young guys like Knox and R.J. Barrett how to play the game and how to go about their business after the game. And not only that, he can average about 10 points. He's good for like 10 points a game. And, he's not a bum, but he's not nobody that's going to change anything. Now, a lot of people were like, Al, you're going too hard on the Knicks. That's fucked up. They swing and miss, but at least they ain't throw money away. You're right about that. So there is a positive that comes out of this in New York. It's an extreme positive. We didn't overpay for no bums like we usually do. We did not overpay for no bums like we did Jerome James. We did Tony Campbell back in the days. We paid for a lot of bum dudes like Sweetney. We had guys that we just overpaid. Kiki Vanderway back in the days. I'm glad from that aspect that we didn't give money out. But that doesn't hold weight for me because we waited for this minute for 2 years. We even tanked games. We tanked games to get to this spot. Hoping we could get Zion. And then we knew we had all that money, so we were thinking Zion and like two major free agents. Unfortunately, from the top 5 free agents, we got nobody. Now, I'm not mad we didn't get KD. KD could be damaged goods. I'm happy we didn't do that because, like I said, you don't know what you're getting with KD. And with the Knicks' luck, he'll probably never be the same. That's just the Knicks' luck. But now we so-called waiting for Giannis, the Greek freak in 2021. Listen, man, I like Randle. We're going to have to build about Randle. We're going to have to build around R.J. Barrett. We're going to play tough. We're going to be basically a 500 or less than 500 team for the next couple years. I like where we at now than where we were at. No question about that. Hopefully Knox will get another year under his belt. He be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And, we got Moutier, the young guy, another young guy. We got Robinson, another young guy. And Dennis Smith Jr., who I love, quite frankly. But off the rip, we fucked up, man. It ain't no excuses about it. We fucked up. But at least it could have been worse. You know how you have a car accident and your car's totaled and you like, fuck. Then your moms or your pops go to you or your wife and they be like, listen, you could have been dead, man. You could have been dead. So it's one of those scenarios where you got to look at the good side instead of the bad side. The good side is they didn't overspend on bums. That's the good side. The bad side is we fucked this whole shit up. Just like when you totaled your fucking car. And with that, I'll get back to you. Alyork Sports covering the free agency. Tune in. It's going to be either Saturday or Sunday for the Alyork Sports Show. Like I said, y'all, I'm going to give it to y'all. Continue to give it to y'all. Holding nothing back. And that's how I rock, man. And just listen to this right here real fast. Hey, y'all, hey, y'all, hey, y'all. Alyork Sports. Love y'all niggas, man.